Hey guys, welcome back to On Crypto. In today's content, we'll talk about BTC. We'll take a look at BTC on a macro basis and what type of a correction phase it is. It could print over the next like a few weeks, or what type of bullish continuation we could see throughout 2024 and all that good stuff, right? So when you take a look at BTC on a monthly basis, we've been talking about BTC monthly time frame and all that good stuff, right? And the monthly 21 EMA on a macro basis, of course, as long as we're above the monthly 21 EMA, the trend, okay, is likely up, right? At some point after the bull market, most likely BTC will drop 40, 50, or even like a 60% below its monthly 21 EMA, just like what we had right here back in February 2022 when we broke out below the monthly 21 EMA around like a 37k, right? And basically dumped 50%, more than 50% actually, all the way down to like a 15.5, right? So you can see like ever since we retested the monthly 21 EMA right there back in Q2 2023, we discussed the probability of getting a high resistance level right here around the 28-30k area, and that's exactly what bears did. Resisted the the breakout to the upside, and price action consolidated for nearly like 6 months, over 6 months actually. Okay, started the consolidation late March, and basically started the breakout in in late September, early October, right? So what we have right now is like on a monthly basis, the trend, it is still up, right? The monthly time frame, it is above the weekly 21 EMA. What does it mean? It simply means like the body candle of the monthly time frame, even though it is bearish as of now, right? It is above the weekly 21 EMA. The weekly 21 EMA, it is right here. It is our green moving average right there, just about like a 37 to 100, right? $37,200, right? So I know most bears going to be pointing out like, hey, we got a reversal pattern right there. It could be a massive bearish reversal macro trend, right? However, if we talk about BTC in terms of like the 4-year cycle, 2 months before the halving, right, sometime in late April 2024, it is not the ideal time to be like macro bearish, right? Could we get some consolidation, some sideways correction like what we had right here? I said it back then, right there, back in Q2 2023. I said it clearly, right? This could potentially be the end of wave 1, right? However, on the macro basis, right, the trend could still be up, meaning like price action could have basically dropped down 50% to 0.618 to retest like a 20k area before pushing back up to 48, 49k. However, it did not. So the same type of scenario could be in play, right, in this range where BTC just consolidates above the monthly 21 EMA, right, above the weekly 21 EMA. The monthly 21 EMA as of now, it is about like a 31,000, right? The weekly 21 EMA, as we just discussed, around like a 37,000, right? So you can see like what happened right here on a monthly basis back in 2020 when most bears were looking for some lower prices, right? When BTC was at 10k area, right? The monthly 21 EMA was somewhere around like $8,500, something like that, right? The weekly 21 EMA was around like a $9,900. And most bears, right, they were waiting for like a $9,400 because of the gap. And price action never retested the 9,400 range and just blasted off all the way up to a 69k, right? So the thing is, I'm not saying like, for instance, like we're going to get the same type of scenario where BTC going to retest the weekly 21 EMA and break out all the way up to 180k to $200k and all that good stuff, right? But it is it is quite important to pay attention to it, right? In case we do not close a monthly candle below the weekly 21 EMA, not below the monthly 21, but below the weekly 21. If you take a look at it right here, even though we closed the monthly candle below the weekly 21 EMA, it was just the correction of our wave 4 on the macro basis. Because remember, we started the bull market like in in 2018 when BTC bottomed somewhere around like a 3K back in December 2018. So it made, it made a nice move, right, for bears, right, all the way down to like a 30K from 60K, and closed multiple candles below the multiple monthly candles below the weekly weekly 211 EMA and all that good stuff, right, but still managed to complete the wave 5. However, in this range, we're still in our wave 1. That's the problem. That's the problem right here. We're still in our wave 1, and you can see like right there, we corrected for our wave 2 back in 2018, right, up to 2019 after the big push to the upside. As soon as we close below the weekly 211 EMA on our monthly basis, right, meaning like a monthly candle closing below our weekly 211 EMA, we corrected down all the way down to 0.786. We corrected down all the way down to 0.786, right? However, in this range, we might not have a room, right? We might not have enough room for a move all the way down to like a 15K. Most bears going to be like, okay, we're going to be dropping down to a 15K or even like a 3K, kind of like what happened right there in 2020, right? But we will see, as long as, price action going to be staying above the weekly 211. That's going to be a major support, right? And at the same time, above the monthly 211 EMA, right? The trend likely to be up. The trend likely to be up, right? And we discussed it in terms of Elliott wave. If you recall, in mid 2023, we said that's going to be our wave 1, right? And the wave 2, once we finish off our wave 2, we didn't know what type of correction we're going to get. But as soon as we finish off our wave 2, we started to project, right, our wave 3 to the upside. And if we're going to be looking for 1.618 extension of our wave 1, for instance, if we do a swing low from like a 15.5 and a swing high just about like a 32K, because we couldn't break 32K, so that is the end of our wave 1. And the wave 2 just retraced down to like 382, something like that, right? So we're going to put it right around like a 24.7 for Leroy, right? So you can see 1.618 extension, it is going to be nearly around like a $80,000 right here. That's why you're seeing this blue, actually orange box, right? Not blue box, Leroy. Okay, that's why you're seeing the orange box right here. Okay, so that's the target to the upside. Once we break out above, let's say 50K, we need to close a monthly candle above like a 46.5. So we discussed it like on a quarterly basis, why 46.5K area is so important. If you take a look at it right here on a quarterly basis, we started the capitulation, right, from like a 45.5 back in Q2 2022, right? And I said it clearly, the BTC high volatility momentum most likely going to really starts, right, once we break out above 45.5, 46.5. So on a quarterly basis, right, we need a candle close above 45.5. Okay, on a monthly basis, at the same time, we still have to pay attention to the monthly time frame, right? By closing a monthly candle above 45.5, 46.5 is going to be great, but anything above 45.5 going to be also great in a on a macro basis, not on the short to a medium term. Okay, I'm talking about like the monthly time frame, so not a daily close, not a weekly close, but a monthly close, right? Monthly up to the quarterly time frame. If we can close above 45.5 up to 46.5K area, right, we could start to basically project above the 80K area before another potential correction. Okay, I'm not saying like it will go straight up to 80K and then just blast off, but at the same time, I'm not saying like it will hit for 80K area and then dump down, but we most likely, okay, going to get some sort of like a sideways correction around 80K, but we will see if or when we get there, right, up to 80 to 100K and all that good stuff, right? So if we take a look at the let's take a look at BTC right here. for the macro bearish pattern, most bears are, you know, trying to entertain themselves, saying like, okay, BTC will print a WXY correction just like that, right? A zigzag formation. It is possible, okay? But as you can see, you could have basically, you could have said the same thing, right, back in 2020 and say like, okay, we're going to be printing something like that. Myself, okay, I was expecting a similar move, right? Even though I was calling a move like all the way down to like a 4K to 5K, right? I was bearish all along this, you know, all along the downtrend right here back in 2019 up to 2020, right? And we'll, you know, and was even expecting more than 4K, 5K. However, we didn't get it. Okay, so if bears, right, going to sit right here trying to entertain themselves and saying like, okay, BTC will print something like that, I mean, it is going to be quite difficult, okay, to see a substantial move like this. Okay, BTC dumping like from like a $50,000 all the way down to like a, you know, $8,000, $5,000, or even like a, you know, $3,000. Some people are still expecting like, you know, $3,000 BTC, okay? But you know, the probability is very low, so I'm not gonna say like it's, you know, it is impossible. Anything is possible in this market. But all I'm saying is I won't basically, you know, spend like enough time entertaining myself about the potential move all the way down to like a, you know, 3K, 4K, and all that good stuff. But in terms of Elliott wave, it is feasible, okay? It is a clear pattern anyone can draw and basically wait for it, right? But we will see how it play out. So if we take a look at, you know, the USDT dominance, you know, we just got a support right here. That's what I was afraid of regarding the USDT dominance. Got a support right around like a 5.3, okay? It is our long-term trend line. So if you take a look at it since 2018, right here we bounce off of the trend line right there, just about like, you know, 0.8%, right? And right there back in 2019, June 2019, when BTC was around 14K, right? That's where the USDT dominance found support, right? Around like 1%. And you can see like it started the uptrend and BTC was in a downtrend until basically like September 2020. However, one thing you just got to keep in mind, even though, you know, the USDT dominance was up throughout the between June 2019 up to September 2020, BTC was still up. Okay, so BTC was still up like in this time frame, right? So even though it dropped temporarily, right, and bottom in like March, right, April 2020, right, BTC, right, dropped back down to like a 4K, but the dominance, was still up, and BTC basically managed to still be pushing to the upside with the dominance and all that good stuff, right? So we can't just say, for instance, like the dominance, okay, going to be pushing to the upside and BTC will be dropping to the downside. For instance, let's take a look at it right here. So if you take a look at the BTC dominance on the monthly basis, not the BTC dominance, but the BTC price, Leroy, okay? So for instance, right here, back in June, June 2019, right there, right? The BTC price was right around like a 14K, right? But the dominance was at the trend line support, so BTC collapsed all the way down to 4K, and the dominance was still up, right? However, you can see like the BTC price action started to push to the upside while the dominance was still going up. So we don't know at what point, right, we're going to get another situation like, where the dominance is going to be going up and BTC going to be also going up, right? So we don't know, okay? But we will see within the next like a few months, right? Could we see the BTC price action, for instance, pushing to the upside, right? Pushing to the upside, and the dominance at the same time pushing to the upside. But if that's the case, it could potentially mean like, hey, most alt will be staying sideways, right? And all the liquidity going to be flowing into BTC, right? And BTC going to be pushing to the upside with the USDT dominance and all that good stuff, right? So if we take a look at the Nasdaq at the same time, you can see like the Nasdaq is way above all-time high on the monthly basis, right? We could potentially close the monthly candle above all-time high. However, I can see like what most bears are calling right now. Okay, so most bears are saying like we could print something like that, right? So the only way, okay, we're going to get a potential chance to print a move, okay, a substantial move like that could be if and only if, right? Let's take a look at the Nasdaq, right? If the Nasdaq, okay, going to be collapsing back down to the October 2022 lows right here, just about like a 10,000, right? So that could potentially print a flat correction. I don't think it is possible. I mean, it is still possible, but I don't think it is probable. The reason for that is like we're still above the monthly 201 EMA on the Nasdaq. If you take a look at the Nasdaq, the monthly 201 EMA around like a 14,000. So pretty much very deep, but anything is possible, right? Because if you take a look at at the same time, you take a look at the S&P 500, I can see, right? I can see people saying like, okay, the Nasdaq could print a potential move like that, just like what the S&P 500 did back in 2000, right? The 2000 peak was somewhere around like 1500 range right here, right? March 2000, and we retested that level sometime in October 2007. So 7 years, right? It took 7 years to retest the all-time high. However, it collapsed, right? It collapsed in less than, let's say, let's say a month, I mean 12 months, okay, 12 to 15 months, right? 12 to 15 months, it dropped back down to like a 700 and all that good stuff. So I can see, all right, most people are saying like we're going to print a similar move like that, but we have to print, right, a body candle, right, at least below the monthly 201 EMA, meaning like the monthly time frame, right, closing below the monthly 201 EMA. Then we could be potentially saying like, okay, the Nasdaq could be dropping back down to 10,000 or even retest the monthly 100 EMA, right, which is going to be somewhere around here. So we don't know, okay, we don't know what type of pattern we're going to get, right? But we will see within the next like a few months. But as of now, it is still bullish. You can see the monthly 201 EMA, that is the white moving average right there. It is somewhere around like a 16,000, right? And you can see the body candle of our monthly time frame, right? We got a big separation. It is super bullish. So we'll see. As long as we can stay above the monthly 201 EMA, above the weekly 201 EMA, most likely the trend going to be up within the next like a few months and all that good stuff, right? So that's all I wanted to cover for BTC on the macro basis. We'll see within the next like a few weeks if bulls going to maintain a solid ground above the monthly 201 EMA, at the same time above the weekly 201 EMA. As of now, the most important key level, it is going to be our monthly candle staying above the weekly 201 EMA, right? Because on the 3D, if we just take a look at it really quickly, we just took out the 3D 201 EMA, but the 3D 201 EMA, it is nothing but the shorter term time frame, the short to medium term time frame, right? We consolidated around the 3D 201, just about like a 40,500 for like a couple of days. Now we trying to close a body candle below it. So, and the 3D MACD is completely negative right now, and price action is below the 3D 201. So it is indicating like, hey, we are in a correction phase until we get back above the 3D 201 EMA in the short to medium term. Okay, so in the short to medium term, we'll see if bulls once again will find support at the weekly 201 EMA, or if you want to use the weekly 20, I'm using the weekly 201 EMA, but if you're comfortable with the weekly 21 SMA, right, it is somewhere around like a 35.7, but I'm comfortable with the weekly 220 EMA around around 37k, give or take, plus minus 1%, right? And all that good stuff. All right guys, thanks a lot for watching.